Porsha. Now we done got into it a little bit before we started recording.
Right. I'm surprised that Porsha is now part of Hot Topics, and it's not even part of Reality Check.
It's not even part of Reality Check.
Like, it's a hot topic. Okay.
Porsha definitely. Let me tell you something. Because I feel like we have this thing where you're a Porsha stan, and you think that I'm a Kenya stan. I really like them all and dislike them all in certain aspects, though.
I'm not a Porsha stan. I like Porsha. I don't like Kenya, and I'm very secure in that.
Okay.
I'm not stan anybody. I stand these leaks. I don't like.
You say I stand these leaks. Okay.
Let's be clear.
Let's get into it. So, reality TV star Porsha Williams broke the internet this week after she announced her engagement with Simon Guobadia. Anyway. Guobadia. Okay. Ooh, Porsha Guobadia. Okay.
Right.
Well, the problem is this man happens to be an ex-husband of cast member Fallon, right? Remember Fallon, the one with the Medusa hair?
Her name is Fallon.
Fallon. Oh, I said Fallon. Oh, girl, I'm thinking about my old homeroom teacher. Fallon. Okay. The girl with the Medusa hair that was trying to beat up LaToya for disrespecting her in her house. Yeah, well, Porsha said they weren't friends. They were never friends. But the internet says otherwise, and there was many different people, platforms actually sharing different scenes of them hanging out and different scenes from other cast members calling out Porsha for being talking to people. They brought up that scene where Candy was like, "You was over here at the party trying to talk to somebody else's husband, you freak." This, that, and the third. And then there's just a lot of people that's just saying she broke girl code.
I'm always gonna say that grown people, consenting adults, have the right to date how they choose to date, especially if it ain't don't make me nothing. But I think the timeline is where people get hung up, and I think that before the story was even fleshed out, people automatically jumped on Porsha as if she was the reason that Simon and Fallon broke up, and she broke up this woman's family, and she's a homewrecker, and you stole your friend's husband, and all these scandalous narratives where the timeline of their relationships, all of their relationships to each other, it just doesn't fit in that space. Now, could it be the relationships are a little too close for comfort? Where it kind of makes you like, I don't know, he was cool with this girl, y'all on the show together, been in her house, and then they get divorced, and then you were her man. It just seems really messy. But again, it's well, first of all, Atlanta, in any major city too, the sectors are really small and tight knit. So the business sector in Atlanta is there. Everybody know everybody. So Fallon was brought on the show, not because she was friends with Porsha, but because Simon and Dennis are actually friends. They're cool, and they're know each other in the business world, whatever. And one of the restaurants that Porsha and Dennis used to go to all the time across the street is Simon's restaurant, and they would frequent there. And that's where she met Fallon. She met Fallon at Simon's restaurant. She was like, "Oh, she was cool, blah blah." And you know how that goes when you're couples, and you're like, "Okay, well that's nice, good to see them, blah blah blah." So Real Housewives of Atlanta is an amazing platform. Anybody that's somebody in Atlanta understands that when you go into reality TV, you can do one of two things. You can go on there and make a fool of yourself, or you can go on there and make some fucking money, right? So it was an opportunity, not just for Fallon to share her story, because I really don't think that anybody was interested in her story. We only saw her twice. Still don't know anything about her. Don't know about what she does. LaToya kind of lambasted her. It's like, "Oh yeah, you look like a girl that dates older men for money." We don't know what this woman does. You know what I mean? So, with Porsha, she was like, "Okay, well, I gave the girl my number." She said she invited her over to the house to see the house and do the pool thing. And, Porsha's like, "Well, I got my sister and my other friend." So it's just an opportunity to get a chance to meet her. She didn't know her. I don't know you, Phaedra. You know what I mean? So they were never coochie crunch friends. The only other time they filmed together was at the Halloween party, and that's cast stuff. That's when you sign your contracts, that's work. You know what I mean? Now, outside of that, the situation with Fallon and Simon, Fallon cheated on Simon, and that's why he filed for divorce in January. Now, since January, since he filing for divorce, he had been dating other people, right? Like he went this other girl that posted on Instagram the other day about her being in his car. It's like, oh wow, as if he was dating Porsha while he was seeing this girl while dating Porsha, or that he cheated on Porsha with this white girl. And then he went and he posted, it was like, he posted the timestamp from the actual picture and said, this is from March 31st. Definitely said that me and Porsha didn't even start dating until April. So, it's like the timeline, like Porsha's been taking on most of the heat because she's the celebrity in the situation, right? But Porsha was single. Porsha ain't break up nobody's marriage. This man was already dating after filing divorce from his wife, right? That means it's free game. And if he's interested in Porsha, and if Dennis, who is the baby daddy, not the fiance, not the husband, is grown enough to be like, okay, if this is the move we want to make, as long as it doesn't negatively affect my child, he's going to be good to my kid because I know that he's good to his kids. Okay, PJ, and so for those adults to be able to come together and be like, and it'd be a positive thing for them. It's not scandalous or whatever. The public made it more scandalous.
It's a little scandalous though. Even if everybody's okay with it, it still looks weird.
It looks weird. I mean, most of the I always say people look at your own family and go question all the couples and start questioning who the baby daddy for this cousin if the mom ain't married. It's a lot of scandalous shit that go on every day.
Well, however, I can't speak for other people but myself.
But poor people need to stay out of rich folks' business because it's a totally different game.
I mean, I guess that's true to a certain extent, but it was a lot of rich people that were saying a lot of things about it.
But even in dating now, even in a dating sense, like the dating pool is a lot smaller. When you're looking for a specific type of thing, Porsha is very clear about what she wants. You've been watching it for a long time.
Money, we get it.
Porsha's not going to date she's not broke ass nigga. Like it's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen.
I mean, I don't want it to, but I'm just saying.
And that, I already said I'm not cool with Fallon like that. I don't know her like that. Well, we taped together, but she don't.
But now it's not. I'm not cool with her. But you was in her phase.
She said we're not friends. She has no loyalty to that woman. She doesn't owe her anything. If Fallon decided to date Dennis tomorrow, all the story we now is like, oh, they just a bunch of swingers.
Hell nah. See,
I'm just saying, like,
and I think because I heard when you went on live the other day, you said that I think that for some people because this had happened to certain people, I think, and that's why they're taking it personal. I'm like, yeah, like we've all been, the in this community that we reside in.
But quit projecting your trauma on other lives. It's not fair. Your best friend stole your man. That's different than what happened there. She didn't steal or break up anybody's family. That's what part I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that she's being labeled as a homewrecker when that's not what happened. If you're going to deal with the story, deal with the facts of the story and not just projecting your own trauma from what's happened to you or what you perceive to have happened. When the facts are presented and the timeline is presented where it doesn't make sense and it doesn't fit your narrative anymore.
Well, I definitely feel like a lot of people shouldn't have jumped to that whole narrative of she's a homewrecker. Technically, she's not a homewrecker. I never said that. I said that the shit was strange. It was a little strange. Nene said it was strange. A lot of people said the shit was strange. It's the way it was presented. She went to her house or whatever, and at that time, it looked like, okay, she may have known him before because of Dennis, but the way she was looking at that scene when we first seen them together, like they just met for the first time. And it just looked a little weird when you look back at the pictures. They took pictures together. They hung out together. They hung out off camera. Those pictures that you see with them hanging out, that was off camera. That was off. So they had hung out before. It just looked a little strange. I know for me, I can only speak for me. I don't know what anybody else does. I bring you into my house. I introduce you to my significant other, husband, whatever you name it. We fall out and you start dating them. I don't care if you was I don't care if it was a +1. Okay. Maybe.
I mean, I don't have any loyalty to you. So that's what I'm saying. Like the idea is that there's like some code or some sense of loyalty that go to Fallon, and there's
we build a rapport together.
Doesn't matter. I can build rapport with people that work at Whole Foods, and I'll still take their man if I want to.
Well,
What
okay.
I'm saying is there is no loyalty between either party because they are not what? They're not friends.
They're not friends. They're not friends now.
But if they were friends, now if this was Shamia getting divorced and this was Shamia's ex-husband, then it would be like, Porsha, that's some trifling ass shit because ain't no way. There's no way.
Because these are best friends, yeah.
Because that's your best friend. There's a relationship.
But there were some people even saying, "Oh well, I mean, if it happens with your best friend, then it happens." What? Sorry, we ain't doing that.
Well, I don't know. Grown people can do what grown people do. And I mean, also another part that Tammy brought up is about like the production, and I also did this too. You remember Kenya a couple years ago talked about Porsha getting the what was it, the Lamborghini? What was the car? She got a car
from some African,
right? From some African man. And so I'm like, Kenya's insinuating like, is this the African man that bought her the car? Right. So now, if production did find out that tea, and then orchestrated for the opportunity for Fallon to come on the show and bringing her in as Porsha's friend and like kind of creating this like storyline. It's kind of sad because that means they use Fallon and they're gonna throw her away because she's not coming back next season.
Oh, but of
course. Porsha just got offered a spinoff. And
yeah, I'm good that you mentioned that. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, she was offered the spinoff.
But that was some months ago, before this news broke. So it was already in the works. But
okay, so it was already. I just heard Candy get one too. But
yeah, I heard that today. Candy get a spinoff every.
I'm like everybody getting a spinoff. Kenya and Cynthia basically getting a spinoff with this whole
the cast, the
All-Star thing.
I mean, the ratings for Real Housewives of Atlanta this season was really low. The ratings were low, so they had to go get this checks from somewhere else. Like we got to make this money off somebody.
No, and Bravo made the right decision. Let me tell you, because I was not waiting on this situation that happened this week for the next season. If it was in the works for her to do already have a spinoff, that's perfect timing because now we can really get into the spinoff can have some teeth. And right. I know I said before when it was fresh, I was like, oh, you go ahead watch it. I'm gonna give her an episode.
Shit. Y'all gonna watch this. Y'all gonna watch Porsha Luther King to see how she make this movement go forward.
And that's the thing. I had to tell my best friend this because we were talking about this periodically. I don't dislike Porsha. I just think that some of the decisions is just a little strange, but it's okay. I'm learning that people's values are different than mine.
That part.
And there we go. Okay.
And she's happy. And I think that's most important. Yeah. He's happy. Dennis is happy. Simon's happy. Fallon's happy and healing. So I don't know what we mad for. PJ will be happy. Get money, bitch.
All right, let me get my bag anyway.
Right. You need to go find your look. Well, I'm not gonna promote scandals. Like you need to find some rich friends who got marriage troubles, and you just enjoy their pool parties and then eat their barbecue, and then do like Porsha did and be like, "This is a pack ass house. I can't wait to change this wallpaper." And God will put you in the right place at the right time.
Stop. We are not promoting that. We don't endorse that. Okay, so
I endorse it. We talked about this in season 1 that I'm a former vice president of the SPA. So, luckily Porsha doesn't fall into that category. She's like a rebound or a rebound of a rebound. It works out. It works out. But my thing is like, I'm not expecting Porsha to walk down the aisle to this man. I'm not expecting I'm not.
So you're not expecting this to actually.
In my brain, I haven't thought that far. But like, oh, she's really going to marry this man. Well, I haven't seen her have a successful relationship past Cordell yet. So I don't see that. If she ain't married the dude she had a baby with, well, he also wasn't worth $50 million. I don't know. It's questionable.
I mean, this is a hell of a commission.
I just see that this is great. It's her, trying love again in a strange place. Rihanna wrote a song about that. We found love in a hopeless place. They both were in hopeless places, and they found love. And it should be celebrated if they're happy. If she walks down the aisle, great. If she doesn't, we'll get to talk about it next season.
And it's more content for us. Okay.
Right. Feed us, Miss Williams, please.
Because, honey, everybody else, not you walked off set, Nene.
Right. Hold on, wait. My laptop.
Okay. Don't do that. Because last time you
I had to go put my phone on silent.
right.
Oh yeah, last time I did that, my laptop cut off and I had to wait.
It cut off. I was like, oh my God.